Hey, welcome to another episode of Live, Think, Grow. My name is 𝘄cie HDZ and I help online coaches become full-time and thriving using spiritually infused mindset, marketing, and sales strategy. And if you've been with me for a while, you may have noticed that my mission statement has changed. And I'm all about transparency, right? And as I up level in my business, my niche is starting to take shape and form and to shift gears a little bit. And that's something that will naturally happen in your business as you begin to scale. So yes, I'm a mindset and business coach, but as I'm up leveling, I am now choosing to solely focus in the online coaching space. So it's really exciting, and I'm so happy that you've decided to join me on this journey because it has been absolutely epic, right? I've been able to get $80,000+ in sales in my first 10.5 months of business. So that is quite a feat, and I am definitely projected to hit that six-figure level here very, very soon. But enough rambling. You're here because you want to gain some value for your business. And on today's episode, I am going to be sharing with you how to set healthy boundaries in your business. Now, boundary setting is so important, not just for your business, but in your life as well. So in today's episode, I will be explaining exactly what boundaries are in case you need a refresher, why it's important to set them, and then I will also be walking you through 3 steps to make sure you set healthy boundaries in your business. And one more thing before we dive in, make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you never miss a beat. Every single week, I show up here giving you free value so that you can get your business to full-time and thriving. And while you're at it, definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm at 𝘄𝐺ina_O_Silva. Tons of free content on there as well. First things first, we should kind of brush up on what exactly boundaries are. You may or may not have heard this word before. And essentially, boundaries are parameters that you create in your life or business or otherwise that help you to take control and keep control of your power. Boundaries are super important in your business, okay? Why? Because these are parameters that you're creating to make sure that you are protecting your energy so that you can show up as the leader that you are. And it doesn't matter where you are in your coaching journey, you need to make sure you have these boundaries in place because it's going to be a very, very crucial determining factor that will allow you to scale. So when I talk about boundaries, right? Boundaries is having, limits on, when you take calls. It's having limits on what kind of clients you accept in your space. It also looks like that you're taking time for self-care, and that's so important. I literally harp about this all the time because self-care is everything in this business. After all, you are your business, and if you're not taking care of yourself, then your business will falter. So a lot of times people have trouble setting boundaries, right? Especially in life, you see this a lot, right? A lot of people pleasing, a lot of doing things that you don't really want to, which also falls in line with people pleasing. It just means that you're not setting those strict enough parameters for yourself and for other people. And when you don't have boundaries in place, you are opening the door for people, clients to walk all over you. And we definitely don't want that, right? Because in order for you to really get to this full-time and thriving level, you need to fully own your power as a leader and expert in your field. So what I'm going to share with you today are 3 steps that you can use in your business to set healthy boundaries. And the amazing thing about these steps as well is that you can use this formula for your life as well. All right, so the 3 steps to setting healthy boundaries in your business. Step 1, it seems super simple, but step 1 is just asking yourself, what are the parameters you would like to set in your business? And just to give you a couple of ideas, right? You wanna make sure you're looking at where you're spending your time, like on a weekly basis, perhaps how accessible you are to your clients. Just ask yourself, what are some limits and rules that you would like to create for yourself? An example of a boundary or parameter that I've asked myself about is, how many times per week do I want to take calls? Like how many days per week am I going to be open to taking client calls? And the thing about client calls, right? Like I want to make sure I'm showing up with energy, like I feel good so I can give my clients my all. So I've asked myself that, and the parameters in which I've created is, only Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's it. I do not want to take calls on Friday, and I don't want to take calls on Mondays. Mondays are my content creation day, and Friday's like my little wrap up, day off. And the amazing thing about these parameters is you're your own boss. So you can create any kind of parameters that you'd like, right? It's not like you work for someone else. So ask yourself just that simple question to start. Step 2, and this is very important, you're gonna ask yourself why it's important that boundary is set in the first place. So why is it important that you're creating that parameter in your business? So for using that example, just building upon that, okay, for me, when I connect to the why I don't wanna take calls any other days except Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, when I connect to that, to me, it's about allowing myself space to just be. It allows space for me to be creative, and it also allows me time and energy to enjoy this life that I've created for myself. And step 2 is really important because the major point of this is creating intentionality behind your actions. And this is why I talk about being a very spiritually infused mindset and business coach. Because when you create intentionality in your business, you're actually adding part of that spirituality into the work that you do, that authenticity, that rawness, right? You are doing your job for so many bigger reasons than just yourself. So connect to that why, create that intention, and know that that action is inspired action. There's a reason why you're setting those parameters in the first place. Step 3, this can sometimes be the hardest step, but communicate said boundaries to the relevant parties. So it's so important that you are setting and managing expectations in your business. And for this case, who is it that you're gonna have to communicate these boundaries to? Well, most likely your client. And it's so important that you're setting and managing those expectations with them. Otherwise, they're not gonna know what boundaries are in place. Communication is everything. So for me, what that looks like is when I enter into that client relationship that we co-create at the beginning of our journey, I go ahead and just communicate my boundaries very clearly. So for both my mastermind and my blueprint, UCM and UCB, at the beginning, I just let them know, guys, I only take client calls Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from this time. I'm only available for messaging Monday through Friday during my working hours. I'm a digital nomad, so I have those boundaries in place that I'm not gonna be working at 11 p.m. And there's nothing wrong with that. So there you have it. Those are 3 steps to create healthy boundaries in your business. Super simple steps, but when you connect to them, you're gonna be able to create those firm, healthy boundaries. And you know what that means? That means you're gonna be honoring yourself and having that honoring energy trickle through your business, which means a more thriving business for you. Now, if you like this, you're gonna love learning all about this, plus much more in my mastermind program. This is the Unstoppable Creator Mastermind. Who is this for? This is for that coach who has been coaching for a while but is really stuck, right? She knows she wants to be a coach and she has her niche, but she cannot for the life of her figure out why she can't get to, that 5K plus consistent monthly income. And in my mastermind, we go 7 layers deep in 3 pillars. That's marketing and messaging, sales, and productivity and efficiency. And of course, all of this is spiritually infused because at the end of the day, I am a conscious entrepreneur, and I think it's so important to cultivate conscious entrepreneurship in my community. So if this sounds like you, I'm currently in the pre-launch phase for my next mastermind class of this program starting in January. So if you click the link below and join the waitlist now, you're gonna be able to cash in on that early bird offer. So do not wait. The women that I'm calling into this program, we are going places. So if you are ready to stop, messing around and you want to be a stronger leader and you want to get your business to that full-time and thriving place, click the link below to join the waitlist now. So that's it for this week's episode of Live, Think, Grow. Now, I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Until then, happy living.